Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Built Like This podcast. I'm your host, Maxine. We're on episode 315. It's lit. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for telling a friend. And thank you for leaving a positive review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well as YouTube. Make sure you are following this podcast on Instagram at Built Like This Pod. Let's go ahead and get into these topics. I want to start off with this amazing speech here. This amazing speech that New York's very own governor held not too long ago. She is a Democrat, might I say. And I just want you guys to see and hear how she feels about Black people and her sentiments towards the Black community. Let's take a listen.
Young Black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges. Young
Huh? I say? What did she just say? Black people in the Bronx don't know what a computer is. Okay. And then you notice how she tries to clean it up by saying, with their diverse voices and their innovative technological skills, something like that. Let me play it again because I felt like she was trying to clean it up right after, but still sounded like rubbish. Like she sounded straight trash.
young Black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't.
So, Black kids growing up in the Bronx have no idea what the word, not even the actual device, but the word computer. They don't know what that means. Because yeah, these are the same kids who happen to have, I'm sure they all have an iPhone, how prevalent an iPhone is. I'm sure they all have, at least most of them have Apple Watch and so many tech savvy things, but they don't know what a computer is, the word.
Don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology.
Like, how does that even make sense? They have diverse voices innovating technology. But yet, these are the same Black people you're saying who don't know what computer is, like the word computer. I just feel like the bias that some people have when it comes to Black people and the agenda that is pushed in our society, in the media, painted for Black people to be seen as this very just old school, unadvanced, dumb population. We built this. We built the place that we're in. We built this country, and we are the innovators. We are the trendsetters. We are the ones who create what's popping and what's going on. I just find it to be so audacious. And for her to be a Democrat doing this, the not agenda, but yeah, agenda, yes, but the push in our society is for us to believe, is for Black people to believe that Democrats are for Black people, are for the Black community, and don't you care about your rights and your not being in a racist population? Vote Democrat, vote blue, no matter who, because Democrats care about Black people. Yet she is a Democrat. She is the New York governor, and she has these sentiments about Black people. Very interesting. New York should be ashamed of themselves for nominating such a kook. And this video here is hilarious. Hilarious. So let me go ahead and just stop sharing that. I just wanted to open up with that word. Okay, excuse me, because I am in my recording space and I had to spray Raid. Not me sounding poor. No, every day. They just rant real quick. Sorry, I know. I'll get through it real quick. Every day, I always deal with a fly coming into my home. And a few weeks ago, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be proactive just in case I get any flies or any insects. I have the proper tools, because before I would just spray Windex or whatever spray cleaner I had available to, like, take them down quickly, at the target before I slam it with my Nike slides. That's what I like to do. And I was like, let me go ahead and purchase an actual targeted spray for such bugs. Since I've gotten that, I feel like the ecosystem is aware, and it was like, oh, you wanna get some raid? You wanna get some fucking raid? All right, I'm gonna come into your house and see what you're talking about. Every day it's been something. Literally, it is like two a day. And I make sure to not, I don't have any windows open. I don't have like straight access to the outside where the window was that open. You know what I mean? I don't have that. Whenever I go out through my door, I quickly close the door. I don't know, they're just so quick and they just come in without me recognizing. Nonetheless, it's just been so annoying. Anyway, so I'm in my recording space. It's a closed space because I closed the door. I don't want any echoes. And I just had to spray down the window area because that's where they always like to be, because they think they're about to go back outside. But no, you're gonna die. You're gonna fucking die. Nobody told you to come into my home. Anyway, now I'm about to die because my throat. You know how you spray that stuff, the air gets all. Oh, so please excuse me as I'm drinking my water. Maybe I should have waited a few minutes, but I just want to get this going. Anyway, I hope everyone's enjoying their day. Hello. Summer is here. I know technically it doesn't start until like the last of June, but here in Houston, summer started 2 weeks ago because of the humidity. It's been ridiculous. So I'm just trying to stay afloat. My hair is herring. I'm liking it. I did a little twist. No, I did a Bantu knot. I had them in for a couple of days, and then I finally decided to take them out. This is the result. I love. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into these topics. My bad. Okay. So yes, she believes that Black people in the Bronx don't know what the word computer means. Just straight like that. She actually, according to this article here, she's actually trying to dig herself out of a massive ditch regarding these comments that she made about Black children. The governor traveled to California for the Milken Institute Global Conference to tout her Empire AI program. And while she was saying that, she was promoting her AI program. So that's the context to it. And then she says, quote, right now we have, young Black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. She said, adding, they don't know these things. Of course, people find this comment to be harmful, which it is, deeply misinformed, which is absolutely is, and genuinely appalling. The Bronx I know and love is full of children who are smart, curious, and eager for opportunities to learn and grow. So she actually released a statement, and let's see if this is the actual one. Let me pull it up. So, Governor Hochul's remarks regarding young Black children in the Bronx were harmful, deeply misinformed, and genuinely appalling. That's what I just read. The Bronx I know and love is full of children who are smart, curious, and eager for opportunities to learn and grow. As leaders in New York, okay, that's not her. So somebody else is calling her out. Her name is Amanda Septimo. She's calling her out. She's an assembly member of the South Bronx, District 84, and she's calling her out for it. I'm trying to see um if she responded. Everyone's just calling her out right now. Okay, so she didn't respond according to this article. I thought, child. Anyway, there we have it. So again, with biases, I think we have to be intentional with who we vote for and stop staying loyal to a party just because that's the thing to do or that's what you've been conditioned to do. When in all actuality, you have to look and see, what is this particular party that I've been voting for? What have they done directly to support me, my family, my loved ones? What are the policies that they are setting in place? What are the sentiments that they are delivering in their speeches and just in their overall aesthetic? Like, what are they saying about people who fall in this demographic? And for her to be the New York governor and to have said such a misinformed, such a harmful and just dangerous rhetoric, it's ridiculous. It's so silly and it's hurtful. It's hurtful for real. And obviously she can't just like drop out or quit from her job just because people are calling her out on it. I haven't heard of such a thing to happen, but I think it's a cautionary example for everyone, not just those who live in the New York area, to be mindful of who they decide to vote for, because this is not okay. And I think ultimately we have to stop being loyal to whatever party. Vote for who is best for what policies you need to have in force in order to live a life that is productive and fruitful. Don't just vote blue no matter who, basically. Okay, so let's talk about this teacher. Hello? Let's talk about this teacher. This has been an ongoing discussion, debate, whatever it is. Let me paint the picture, child, before I share the screen. Okay, so as you guys know, I have been an educator for over 10 years now, going on 11 years working in education. And it's been a rewarding job, absolutely. Trying, absolutely. But it's a passionate career that one must feel called or just passionate about in order to really survive through it. Yes, there are some financial stressors, I would say, but I do want to try to debunk the narrative that all teachers are getting crumbs. Yes, of course, with the work that we do, we should get paid more, more, more. Obviously, that goes without being said. But I was listening to a podcast this morning, and she gave an example in how, I was talking to a teacher, and the teacher said she makes $35,000 a year, and this is a financial podcast, so they really pride themselves on giving sound financial advice, and you take it to your own discretion, yada yada yada. And she was just using the work, the job, the title as a teacher in her example, and she provided that number. Now I don't know if she just pulled that from her ass or she got a real life example of someone who happens to be a teacher and makes that much money or that amount. Now I think we have to also keep in mind of all of the factors that go into one's salary and if it's sufficient and respectable, a respectable salary. Sure, 35,000 to someone who's making 75 or 100,000 a year sounds deplorable. Shit, it sounds deplorable to me, and I'm in the industry. I think what I want to say ultimately is we always lowball how much teachers make, and it's not always that amount. You know what I mean? Like, people don't factor in the district that you work for, that impacts your salary. The better the district, the better the salary pay, the better that is. People also don't factor in the degrees that you have that goes into your salary negotiations and what you get for it. And yes, there's an increase every year depending on your district as well. All these are questions that everyone who don't work in the teaching industry, teaching in a school, don't know. So I just think it's so easy to push out this narrative. Oh, all teachers are making is 30,000 a year. Where? No one's like, what are we talking about? I'm in Houston, Texas. I don't make that. I make much more than that. You know, I have my master's. I make like I make more money from that. So anyway, I just want to like debunk that. Like, we're not. Look, I remember my first year teaching, I wasn't a full-time teacher. I was a full-time worker, but the role wasn't a teacher necessarily. It was a fellow. And essentially, if I were to equate that role to anything that sounds sensible to someone who's not working in teaching or in a school, I would say I was a teacher's aide, a teacher's assistant. I got paid $16,000. Yeah. And I think I got an increase to 18,000, and ultimately it was like 24,000. And then when I became a full-time lead teacher, it was an astronomical update to my salary. But like an update in that regard is, what was it, like 47, 49,000, right? So all of these things are relative, and it is based on a number of different factors. Is this your first year? Is this your first right? Is this your first job right after school? Right after graduating? Do you have much experience? Like, do you have a ton of degrees that could support why you should make X, Y? You know, anyway, the point is, it's a real pet peeve of mine when people like kind of look down on teaching and say, "Oh, you guys should, you know, the pay is shitty, right?" It's like this, "Oh, the pay, like, shut the fuck up." I get 2 weeks off for Christmas. I get 2 weeks off. Okay, I got a whole week off. Well, 4 days. Thanksgiving. I get there's so many perks to it, and look, I'm not saying that there isn't an understanding for the influx of teachers leaving, the exodus of teachers leaving the field. I get it. I too was there, and I left and got my ass right back inside. Anyway, the point is, don't automatically assume your teacher friend is making pennies. That's not the case, okay? And I just want to leave it at that. It's just such a pet peeve of mine. Anyway, let's get to this topic here. So there's this Black male teacher who is on TikTok. So of course he has an additional stream of income because one needs that as a teacher. But Maxine, didn't you just say you don't get paid pennies? That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is everyone could be making more. Okay, the point is wise to have multiple streams of income, which is why I have multiple streams of income. Okay, so the point is he's a teacher, he's a full-time teacher, and he's online creating content. As we know, you can make money from content creation. And that is what he's doing. There's a lot of teachers online who have a shitload of followers and they're making guap. They're making guap just from them showing what they do in the classroom, the strategies that they use, day in the life of a teacher. Like, it's also aesthetically pleasing, and if you're someone who always wondered, oh, I wonder how this person organizes her life as a teacher, you could watch so much content online to find, like, it's there's so much. I love watching day in the life of fill in the blank, day in the life of a lawyer, day in the life of an engineer, day in the life of a CEO. Like, I want to see what you're doing in your life. I like seeing what's going on. I really do. I like learning other things. It's just so satisfying to me. So anyway, he has a presence online. I don't follow him. I haven't heard of, like, I don't know him. I don't know this man. Never seen him before. Shout out to Kiki Palmer. Okay, so in this video, he is on his computer. He's also eating a snack. And he's a teacher. He's a teacher of this classroom. He has braids, thick hair, and his female students are undoing his hair. They have a comb. They're getting to every braided section, unbraiding it, detangling it, combing it out. Like he's at the African hair braiding salon. Okay? Yet he is in his classroom. And he is the teacher in the classroom. And he's still doing his role as teacher. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, if you are watching this, that means you are subscribed, right? That's the only reason why you're seeing this right now, because you're subscribed. So make sure you are subscribed on YouTube, Built Like This podcast. Hello, hello. Thank you. Let's get into this.
Let's go ahead and stir the pot a little, shall we? Last Friday, 10 minutes before dismissal time, I decided to live stream my students helping me take my hair out. There was quite the discourse in the chat, which had people saying this was inappropriate and other people saying this was completely fine. There was nothing wrong.
Oh, this is after the fact. I'm trying to find the original video. Where's the original video? When it started.
These students have been with me since I was a substitute for.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just watch it anyway.
With what I was doing, and people were just making it weird. So of course I had to bring this issue to the big stage. I would like to represent myself in this case, Your Honor, if I may. Number one, for a little context, I had a hair appointment immediately after school, and I needed my hair taken out beforehand. I would have taken it out the night before, but
hold on, this is funny. Not him giving us the excuses, sir. Okay, let me just get straight into it. We'll continue and we'll stop periodically. The ultimate question is this appropriate? Is it appropriate for this male teacher to allow his female students unbraid his hair, detangle his hair, comb out his hair? Oh, because he has an appointment right after school today? Like, shut the fuck up. No, it's not appropriate. I'm sorry. Optics do matter. And yes, I am the same person who come on this very podcast talking about, if you have an OnlyFans, you should still be able to be a teacher. I still mean it. Nuance is everything. Look, in this day and age where, not to call him a predator or anything like that, but in this day and age where that is rampant, when there is so much conversation regarding just appropriate and inappropriate behavior between adult and minor, it doesn't look right. And I'm sure this is not the first time he's had his female students unbraid his hair. I'm sure, because for them to feel so comfortable doing it, and all of them too, This had to have not been the first time. It had to have not been. And the point is, when you have little girls who have a male teacher who may look attractive to them. I've seen this from my very own eyes. Throughout my years working in education, I've seen female students just fall at the wayside of any and every, not every, but particular male teachers who they found to be so attractive. Oh, he's slim, or oh, he's athletic, oh, he's funny, has a nice smile, or oh, I can't wait to be in his class, right? And look, this is natural, right? I get it. People have crushes, right? But when you have a teacher who may take on that to their advantage, and again, I don't think it's done in a sinister or predatory type of way, but it still enables the female students actually to continue on this pushing of the boundary, right? Like, first of all, why are we so close? Hello? Look, this is coming from someone who has always been fine. No, but let me just be very clear. I didn't know, like, now that I'm working at a one-sex school, I don't have the experience currently, but prior to this, I worked at a co-ed school. And of course, I had male students. Some of these male students are tall as fuck, right? And, you know, they're going through their growth spurt, and they're feeling like the man when they walk through. I've been feeling like the man when I walk through. Now watch me walk through. They feel like that nigga. They really do, right? Ooh, all the girls flock to me. Oh, I'm an athlete. I just scored 21 in a game. 21 points in a game. I don't know if that is that even possible. I don't know. I'm not a basketball head. Don't judge me. The point is, you have these boys thinking that they're grown men. And I had to check a couple, like 4 years, no, 3-4 years ago. I had to check a few because I still remember his name. Little short one, but he's super athletic and still feeling like the man when he walks through. And he'll try to call me by my first name, talking to me like I'm his peer. And this was, again, a few years ago. I'm younger, and I look, very much one of them. Anyway, the point is, when you, even if you're not obviously doing it for ill intentions, but when you allow too much of a closeness physically, emotionally, all the leads, all of that, as the young person in this situation, right? As the student, as the minor, they're going to allow themselves to go down this rabbit hole and thinking, oh, did you see how Mr. So-and-so look at me? He likes me. Oh, I saw how he looked at you. Oh, he likes me in these jeans. That's how the young mind thinks. That is, I promise you, that's how they think. Because why wouldn't you think like that? You think the world does revolve around you. You think that, oh, this teacher is looking at you a certain way. We've been vibing. That you're thinking these things. You can't even blame the child. You can't. But what you could do is watch yourself. What you could do is say, no, Cynthia, I got it. I'll unbraid my hair myself. Or don't even fucking share that. Like, when you go to your appointment, they could do that for you, sir. They could unbraid your hair for you in preparation for this new hairstyle. That's a part of the process. And if they don't do that, you could say, hey, do you mind doing it for me? And I'll pay whatever fee that may be associated with it. But let's cut this shit. Like, it's not just like, oh, well, I was running late for my appointment. I just need to get my... Sir, that's not how this works. And if we want to go down a rabbit hole, we have to understand that Grooming is a process. Again, I'm not trying to put it on him. He probably is the best teacher there. You know, relationship building with your students is essential. But two things can happen, right? You could create boundaries with your students and you could still have strong, healthy relationships with them. You could still make them feel like you care about them because you do. You show up for them, you go to their games, you share your praises to them and to their parents. Like you're a strong teacher and the relationship is there, you're consistent, all these great things. And you could not disclose what you do in your bedroom with them. And you could not allow them to get too touchy-feely with you. And yes, the hair is too touchy-feely. And just there's the dynamic between male student and female student. I mean, male teacher and female student. There is a different dynamic. Now, would it be the same if this was a female teacher with her female students? Double standards exist. Double standards exist. Look, I can't lie and be, oh, I've never had my students play with my hair. No, I don't think they play with my hair. No, yeah. When I had braids, whenever I would have my box braids, knotless braids, whatever it was, one or two students would be like, "Oh, Miss, I love your hair," and then they'll come close to just like, "Oh, can I play with your hair?" What? Even a recent student actually, she does braids. Like she actually likes to play with hair. Not play with hair, but like she's good at like hair. Yeah, she practiced on my head. But anyway, the difference is, yo, I'm a woman. And yes, obviously there are cases that we know of, Mary Kay Letourneau, but anyway, I'm not one of those. The point is, we'll focus on this guy. Let's focus on this guy. There are dynamics for a reason. We are different. And I think ultimately, when we think about grooming, when we think about just how things could fester into something deeper, just like how I said earlier, like, look, he's probably totally innocent, yada yada yada. But these female students, some of them at the very least may have a crush on him. Some of them may think, oh, Mr. Thompson looked at me like this, y'all. He likes me. I'm his favorite. Look at this. They're going to go down the rabbit hole because that's what young girls do. That's what they do. Their hormones are raging. That's what they do. I wouldn't expect anything less. So I can't even be mad at them. It's him as the adult to enforce such boundaries. So anyway, that's my point here. I think he was in the wrong. Do I think he needs to be fired? No, I absolutely do not. But I think when you are opening such a sensitive topic to the world, the world is now aware of this video and will have opinions. There'll be debates and there'll be differing sides going back and forth. And look, this is great engagement for him. This works. Like this type of content brings currency. So look, if he's trying to find a way out from teaching, this is a way to do it. I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine. So if he gets fired, if he gets let go, which is unfortunate, you don't want that on your record, regardless if you want to return or not, or go to another school. Nonetheless, this is a great way to create your platform online. This is a great engagement. I've been watching different videos about like engagement, different hacks and tools to make the algorithm like you. This is a great way. When they get to commenting and debating in the comments, that's engagement. They're on your video long and it pushes that out to more people. Anyway, just a little fun fact, little tech fact. So yeah, he's saying, oh, I'm about to go to a hair appointment. I need my hair unbraided. Sir, you know about your hair appointment the day before? You couldn't have unbraided yourself the day before. You couldn't get a girl who's your age to do it for you. You had to get your female students. Okay.
Number one, for a little context, I had a hair appointment immediately after school and I needed my hair taken out beforehand. I would have taken it out the night before, but that Friday we had a camera crew coming in to shoot a promotional video, and I was one of the ones being interviewed. So I had to look presentable, so I didn't take my hair out. I didn't have the time to do it all myself because it would have taken me forever. So naturally, I asked about 4 or 5.
It would not have taken you forever. Men are such wimps sometimes. What? That would the let's say I would assume he had about 8 single braids. Single, not like he had cornrows, even regardless if he had cornrows, that still wouldn't have taken him forever. There was no fake hair attached. He didn't have singles in every section of his hair. He had medium-sized braids. Talk about it'll take forever. You mean an hour? You mean an hour? You couldn't get one of your sisters? Do you have a sister? Do you have a girl? You could. I'm sure he doesn't have a girl because I'm sure his girl. And then the excuse of, well, there's a promotional video, yada yada. Okay, bet. Still, when you go to your salon, when you go to the appointment, they could do it for you. Maybe it'll be an extra fee, but that $20, that $15 added, I'm sure wouldn't have been so detrimental to your budget.
Of my over 100 best friends to assist me in taking my hair out, and they all agreed. Number two, this was at the end of class. This week we were doing STEM fair presentations. Since it was Friday and all of my students did an excellent job on their STEM fair projects and presentations.
Hold on, did y'all have to see what he just said at Orange? He bit it first before peeling it out completely. Like he bit it to do the first mark to easily peel out the skin. Oh, he's a psychopath.
At the end of class, this week we were doing STEM fair presentations. Since it was Friday and all of my students did an excellent job on their STEM fair projects and presentations, I told them if we get one solid presentation in this class, I'll end class a little early and they can have fun and play basketball, darts, or be on their phones or whatever. And during that time, my team would help me take my hair out. A couple of these were students from my class, but others were students from other classes. I would all of them a pass at the beginning of the class period, requesting their assistance 10 minutes before dismissal. I told the teachers only send them if all of their work was completed and they had good behavior. They all met the criteria, so 10 minutes before dismissal, they showed up for their job. My next point I like to make is if I was a female teacher, those people wouldn't be in the comments saying, oh, this is weird, this is inappropriate.
Exactly. You're right. Look, Mr. So, what's his name? The illuminating one? Okay. Mr. So and so. You're absolutely right. We wouldn't be saying any of this if you were a female teacher. Like I just said, I had a student play with my hair when I had braids, and I don't even like people touching my hair like that because, hold on, what type of spirit you got on you? I believe in all of that. But she's a sweet little girl. Go ahead and practice on my hair, on these braids. We learning my hair, right? The braids is a little different. Nonetheless, it is different. Yeah, but it is what the fuck it is. Like, can we cut it out? There's a double standard for a reason. We have to stop acting like it's not okay to have double standards. No. Some things that women do, you can't do as a man. And some things that men do, you can't do as a woman. Because there are only two genders. But I'm not wrong though. But okay, so what? You mad at what? First of all, why you have a girl hairstyle anyway? Why do you have braids? You want to get mad about, unbraiding your hair by yourself would have taken you forever. Why do you have braids then? What are we talking about? Have I seen a grown man? I don't know. I feel like I don't really see that often. Like, that's back in the day when Mario was out here talking about braiding my hair. How are you in 2024 and you got a head full of hair and you're a man? What are we talking about? Like braiding hair.
Because me personally, I don't think there's anything weird about this. People are saying, "Oh, that's too intimate." To me, it's literally just hair.
No, see? Oh. It's just hair. Shut the fuck up. What are we talking about? It's just hair. It's more than just hair. It's to your scalp. It's to your brain. Someone giving you a head massage, that could literally rise that thing up. You know how intimate that is? You know how much I want my man to rub my head? Just rub my head. Just don't do anything. Just rub my head. Don't even say hello. Just rub my head. It's so intimate. It is so intimate. Like, stop downplaying something just to excuse yourself from what was an inappropriate thing to do. I feel like at the very least, he should have came on here and say, look, I didn't have any ill intentions. And again, I don't believe he did. But I think when he's acting all, I don't get it, why y'all doing so much and so obtuse about it. It's like, sir, are you not aware of teachers being sexually inappropriate with their students? Have you never heard of any story like that? This is something that happens. Like, that's why people talk about it. That's why people are saying what they're saying. Do you not know what grooming is? You know, again, it makes, sometimes when I think about men, why am I saying like that? I'm about to say male, but I say men. When I think about male teachers, sometimes in this case, they lack the understanding of what's appropriate with my female students because they want to present themselves as, no, like that doesn't even like come in my mind. Like, what do you like it doesn't even register to them the possibilities of what's inappropriate because to them, they don't even like, they're not even looking at little girls like that, which is great. I'm happy you don't, but you still need to be aware of the optics and boundary setting, which is why we all go through as educators, anyone who works in the system of education, we all have to go through sexual harassment seminars and training, complete that online, what it looks like when a teacher is inappropriate with the student. Like, there's so many training videos that we have to complete before we start the school year as just protocol. So have you not watched those videos? Are you not paying attention? Are you not taking notes, Mr. So-and-so? It is inappropriate. It is. And for him to not only wear his school polo, his work polo as a teacher there, so I could, if I really wanted to, I could zoom in, copy and paste that image, try to find the school, and call the school's principal up and say, your black male teacher your black male teacher, what? Your teacher who happens to be black and who happens to be a man is on my TikTok feed allowing his female students to unbraid his hair. Could you explain that to me, please? Oh, sorry, I see another. Yeah, I might. One thing about me is I have bug radar. Shout out to Raid. Look, I have bug radar. I'm gonna see a bug, which is a blessing and a curse. But anyway, it's easily identifiable. It's identifiable. So like I could go and figure out, oh, he works here? Okay, bet. He's not gonna work here anymore. And then not just that, but these female students, they're all up in the camera. Nothing is hidden. again, even if they signed a consent form before he filmed, or they said they're cool and yada yada yada, regardless, you have to kind of play the part when these double standards are in the way, right? If you're professing that you're in a that you are a teacher who follows the books, or who is just nowhere near inappropriate, cool, but still, every school is about politics. And when you are out here on Front Street, just like I said about the OnlyFans, if you want to be a teacher and be on OnlyFans, there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. Figure it out. But you don't, like that lady who worked at did she work at the school, or was she just a parent? I want to say she worked I don't know, but let's say she worked at the school. She worked at the school as a teacher, but she was filming promotional content for her OnlyFans at the campus. That's one case. There's another teacher who was telling the parents of her students, or the other students in other classes, to follow me on OnlyFans. Like, she was promoting herself way too much and making the block hot. Ciao. I don't know. There's like other types of porn that you could watch that doesn't have to show your face. I was watching something the other day, and just what's it called? Cream pie. Okay, I want to be monetized at some point, so let me stop. But there's particular content that you could watch that allows you to only focus on the genitals. Do that. Do you need this to show your face? All right, maybe I said too much. Okay, let's stop sharing. Child. But no, I don't think he needs to get fired. I just feel like maybe he just needs a good talking to. I watch more videos about this, and it shows that he, according to the video, now again, I don't know this man. I don't know where he's teaching, if it's in the South, if it's up north, if it's in Midwest, where he's teaching. But what I can say, regardless of where you're teaching, seeing Black male educators, and he seems to be straight, and I'm making a point here, okay? So to follow along, seeing straight Black male educators is a blessing. I don't see that enough, and that pains me. I see a lot of gay Blacks who teach, which is okay, but I don't see straight ones teaching. It matters. It matters. It matters. Say it with your chest. It matters. Representation matters. And I think when you see a strong, masculine, heterosexual Black male teacher who cares about education, who is showing himself as an example, hey, I am a Black man. I take care of myself. I play basketball on the weekends with my boys, and I teach math, and I teach literature, and I teach science, right? And I'm here, right? I'm not out here, running the streets, yada, yada, yada. The stereotype, who's who? I'm not out here doing that. I'm a Black male teacher who's upstanding, and I'm here in your face, and you're going to listen to what the fuck I have to say. That holds so much power. It's so beautiful to see. So whenever I see the Black male straight teachers out here, salute. Like, I just want to hire you just because. Yeah, come on board. I love seeing that. So anyway, he's getting a lot of ridicule. I don't think he should get fired. I just think he needs to get his reality checked. That's what I think he needs to get. His reality checked. Apparently, He has a strong bond with his children, with his students, which of course, this is evident. This is evident for these girls to run and unbraid his hair. It's evident that these girls feel comfortable with him. He set a comfortable environment, which is needed. Relationship building with your students is needed, but there's a limit. Touching your hair as a male teacher is off the books. It's off the books. But they're not though. You don't want kids of your own, but these kids are your children literally. Ha. How's that work? How'd that work? Oh, you're my kid. No, you're not. I don't know. I just like to live in reality sometimes. Sometimes I like to be a little delulu. Sometimes I do. But no, these 30 students in your classroom, they're not literally your children. Can we use the word literally correctly? For once, you're not literally about to die because you haven't eaten breakfast. Oh, the parents. Ah, okay. Fun fact. So, admin is aware of his social media presence. That's great. Hold on. Maybe I have to retract some things. Well, maybe not. But I think that's pretty dope. I like that. I like that. Good. Because, we don't hear enough stories of employers being okay with their employees being social and popular online. Oh, look at that little lizard. Hold on, let me share the screen because the lizard is so cute. It's not a lizard. Child, what's our animal called? It's a reptile. Iguana. Iguana.
Relationships between organisms. The type of relationship that I like to foster in my class is mutualism, or mutualistic relationship, which means both organisms benefit from the exchange. So when my students have good behavior, complete all their assignments, and do everything that a scholar is supposed to do, I reward them with downtime and just time to just be a kid, be on their phones, play games, gossip, so on and so forth. My students and I work hard and we play harder. I'm fortunate enough to have students that feel safe and comfortable around me, safe to come to me with their problems, their frustrations.
Oh, now he's making me smile. I'm fake. I'm like off with his head. Okay, no, I never said that. I still stand on what I said as far as you can't be surprised at the mixed reviews or just the sentiment that people are having regarding this being deemed inappropriate. I don't think he had evil intentions. I never said that, right? I never said that. I hate when people say that in the conversation. I never said that. That's not what I said. That's not what I. Okay. But I never said that. I just want to make that clear. I'm smiling because I love to see it. Again, I love to see straight black male teachers. I do. I think there's something so poetic and beautiful about that. What he's saying isn't wrong as far as wanting to create a space where students get to be kids, get to be themselves, get to be the young people that they are, and not feel so paranoid or hyper fixated on the academics all the time. And he likes to reward positive behavior with downtime. which is what is encouraged oftentimes in the classroom. Have a break. Okay, once you finish your work and you do it correctly, let's take 10-minute break, 7-minute break, however that looks like for you in your class. I agree. Nothing of what he said in that regard is wrong. But I just want him to be aware of how the optics appear, regardless of his intention, regardless of his sinister, or not sinister, but lack thereof, sinister intentions. I think he needs to know there is a difference between him being a male teacher and getting his hair unbraided by his female students compared to a female teacher getting her hair unbraided by her female students or even male students. Like, it's something to it. Men and women, we have different standards. There is a double standard because we are different. The perception is different. The experience is different. The dynamic is different between men and women, women with boys, and men with girls. Let's not be obtuse here. But I'm smiling because I love that he has clearly a strong relationship with his students. I love that the school is in support of his extracurricular um activity outside of the school. I think that's beautiful. Yeah, I wish more employers were like that. Or I wish it was like stated in the handbook as well. I feel like you have to be secretive. you know my last, let me not talk about that school anymore, child. Okay, but
They come to me seeking guidance and wisdom, or come to me simply to chill and hang out because they know that they have a safe space to be themselves around me. What I strive to do as an educator is be the teacher I wish I had grown up. I strive to be the teacher that makes my inner child happy, someone that my inner child will be proud of. I want to be the teacher that my students reflect back on 20, 30 years down the line and think like, dang, that teacher I had in middle school, he was the shit. No further questions, Your Honor. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. You think this was inappropriate or people?
no. Okay, he wins me over. He has my vote. Fuck everything I just said. Yo, I'm fake. That's wild. I literally just changed my mind. It's like, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I'm just smiling because I love to see straight male black teachers being teachers and creating that safe space for their students. I think it's such a beautiful thing. Working in education is so needed. It's so necessary to see that. So I love seeing that, and I love that he's making in an appearance about that online. So that's great. And in the same breath, he probably, I don't know, he probably shouldn't let them touch his hair unbraided for whatever excuse he wants to give, because optically and just the standard that we have as men and women are different. And in this case, it's a little too intimate for my taste, in my opinion. But I'm wondering, since he said his admin, his whole school is aware of his social media presence, I'm sure they're already aware of this video circulating. You know, I'm wondering if it's true from what I read before. Is he now on leave? Like, I don't know if that's all the way true now, because I saw something like that like a while ago. Um, so I'm not sure if that's true, because for him to say that the school knew about it or knows about his social media presence, I'm truly wondering if that's the case. Let me just show this video real quick. Shout out to X. Shout out to just being online, because you can find anything. Now, I used to watch Moesha like it was a job. Okay, I was I was Moesha. Mo to the E to the Moesha. Now, I remember this episode, but I don't remember it thoroughly. So I'm not sure if this was okay. I'm not sure if she was a high school student who was a senior at the time and probably already 18 or about to be 18. Right. I don't know the context necessarily, but I do slightly remember this episode. Anyways, let me just paint the context here. So Moesha, who is played by Brandy, hello, the vocal Bible herself. And she is entering this photo room, this photography room, and it's just her and her photography teacher. He is this handsome gentleman. I don't know where he's from as far as like other work that he's done, but I've seen him several times in he was in that movie with Kenya Moore. Was it Pandora's Box? Anyway, so he's on this episode. He's in this scene. He's playing the photography teacher. And you see Brandy. She's obviously the student here. Brandy is laying it thick on this man, on her teacher. So I'm wondering the context. Like, I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe she was a college student. Maybe she was a freshman in college. And the difference here, she's a freshman. She's a college student. She's definitely 18, at least at this point in this context. But some people are saying in the comments that no, she was in high school here. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let me play it.
It's about my grade. Why'd you give me a C?
Well, I gave you a C because that's what I thought you deserved.
Are you sure it's not because of the rumors?
What rumors?
You know, that we have like a thing between us.
Like, first of all, Brittany, what? And that's the thing. I'll just end it here, y'all. Because, like, when you're a student, your mind is not all the way together. Yes, you're probably able to, you're able to calculate a fraction and, add numbers up and determine the hypothesis for this equate. Like, you're book smart. You're surely book smart, but your emotional intelligence isn't there yet. And especially at this time where school didn't really have emotional intelligence type of courses teaching you about how to regulate your emotions and what's inappropriate and what's not. Like, they didn't have much courses about that, if any, during this time period. So you have these young girls, and this is where the word fast comes from. Oh, she's just being fast. She's acting fast. In reference to young girls who were molested, who were sexually abused, however you want to name it, by an older person. Oftentimes, the response to that would be, oh, she's a fast little girl, though. She's fast. This is an example of why one would say that, and in this case, be accurate. Moesha is being fast here. Right? And you could make the argument, well, maybe he created an environment that allowed for her to feel comfortable enough to be fast. Maybe he did, which, again, I think the blame is always towards the adult because the adult should know better. But let's be honest here. There's a lot of adults who may be the age of adult, but they're a child. They don't have the emotional maturity that an adult should. So they're probably feeling like, oh, we're on the same page. Like, emotionally, we connect. Because this person is still going through some arrested development shit, despite him being 28. And she's 16, 17, 18. Yeah, and 18, yes, you're technically legal. And depending on where you live, consent could begin at 16. So look, the point is, Moesha was fast here. But if you had a teacher who was appropriate and knew not to allow this fast little girl play in his hair, then nothing would be overstepped. Let's just rush into, and he's like playing it coy. You could tell he's flirting back. It's a vibe. So, okay, I won't play from this part. Let me just play this.
I just think you can do better. I got what you were trying to say. You just didn't make me feel it.
You didn't feel anything?
There goes her fast ass. So now she's run. If you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about right now. You know what I'm showing you right now. But let me describe it to my audio exclusive listeners. She's walking up close to him. She then asks him the question, "You didn't feel anything?" As she's poking her protruding breast and nipples at his arm. She's baiting this nigga. And a man is a man is a man is a man. Hello? Double standards exist for a reason. Because we are formed differently. We are biologically different in how we speak, how we communicate, how we love, how we feel. It looks different between men and women. So when you see Brandy pushing up on this man, her tight ass, her of course he's gonna fuck her. Am I okay? Of course he's gonna fuck. Of course he's gonna lay down the pipe. Of course he's gonna give it to her like nobody would. Of course. Why wouldn't he? Especially if he's already creating an environment for her to feel comfortable enough to enter this room by her damn self. You know, like, even just that alone, I'd have been like, wait for me outside. No, you have to be strict. Wait for me outside, I said. I'll follow up with you once I'm done. Give me 5 minutes. You don't enter a room with your teacher alone, door closed, it's dimly lit. It's a red light situation. Oh no, Moesha was fast. She was the problem. And look, let's just finish this out. And he's grinning, smirking like the nigga he is. She leans in, kisses him. He's kissing her back. This is her teacher. This was an episode on Moesha, y'all. He pushes her off and walks off. And, you know, whenever that music comes on, that's how you know, oh my God, something happened. That's how these sitcoms were back in the day. But yeah, she was fast. She was fast as fuck. So anyway, the point is, stop being fast. And if you're the adult, stop allowing moments to occur for the student to feel comfortable enough to be in that intimate setting with you. You are a male teacher. There's no reason why your female student is playing with your hair. None. There's no reason why you're in a tight, small, dimly lit, red light having room with your teacher. And it's just you and one student? Do you just want to, let's walk into jail, why don't you? Walk into jail. The cell is open. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate your support. And I'll check in with you all next time. Peace. Ooh, I'm about to hit cancel. Not yet. All right, peace.